Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something that's been buzzing online quite a bit, a tool promising a lot for not much money. Yeah, there's been loads of chatter and questions, too, about the VEVOR Drill Mixer. The big one seems to be, can this thing actually mix and drill well? Or is it just, fancy marketing talk hiding some cheap parts? So our mission today is pretty clear. Let's unpack what VEVOR claims versus how it actually holds up in the real world and figure out who this kind of dual-threat tool is genuinely built for. Okay, so let's dive in. What does this VEVOR Drill Mixer promise on paper? It sounds pretty impressive, actually. It lists a 1,200-watt motor that suggests some serious power, right? Enough for tough jobs. And a big 58-inch chuck, so it can handle larger bits, mixing paddles, stuff like that. Plus variable speed, up to 750 RPM. That gives you control for different materials, meaning it supposedly has enough torque for, like, cement, mortar, paint, even thicker stuff. And it throws in features like a rear D handle, for better grip, a lock-on trigger so your finger doesn't fall off, and a galvanized paddle included. So yeah, on the surface, it looks like a real bargain two-in-one deal.
Right, but I think what's really crucial here, right from the start, is context.
Yeah.
This isn't, let's be clear, it's not some high-end, indestructible power tool built for, like, non-stop industrial use. It sits very firmly at the budget end of things. And setting that expectation, that's absolutely key to understanding what you're actually getting. It's playing in a different league.
Absolutely. Expectations are huge here.
Yeah.
Because while those specs sound great, the reality, when you actually use it, well, things get a bit more complex, squishier maybe. Yeah, for instance, the weight. It's nearly 11 pounds, which, okay, is manageable if you're just mixing up a small batch of something now and then. But if you're thinking of using it for a whole day, that's going to feel like an unplanned shoulder workout for sure.
Yeah, you'll feel that.
Then there's the build quality.
It's functional.
But it's definitely not, like, military grade or anything. The plastic housing feels okay, serviceable.
Yeah.
But you probably don't want to be dropping it off a ladder or letting it swim in concrete.
Probably not going to survive that, Beth, no.
And you can sort of tell, looking inside, the wires are a bit thin. Some parts just, they kind of scream cost optimization.
Right, built to a price point.
And we kind of have to talk about the customer service side, too. There seems to be a bit of a pattern in complaints, doesn't there?
Yeah, I've seen that too. Things like confusing returns, warranties that aren't super clear, sometimes parts missing.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
suggests that if something does go wrong, you might be a bit on your own or stuck in a long email chain to nowhere. It's a bit of a wild card.
Yeah. So, okay, given those downsides, the weight, the build, the potential service headache, is there still a good reason to buy this instead of, say, just renting a beefier tool when you need one?
That's a really fair point.
Yeah.
And despite those, pretty significant real-world challenges, it's not all bad news. Let's not bury the good stuff. Because for the right kind of user, this tool is actually, well, it's pretty compelling. It does offer legitimate mixing power. People use it for cement, mortar, paint. I've even seen folks using it for mixing animal fodder for backyard farms. And honestly, for the price, it's kind of shockingly well-equipped.
Really? Like what?
Well, it has that lock-on switch, which is nice. The handle's pretty ergonomic. And that stepless variable speed control.
Yeah.
That lets you really dial in the speed for different mixes. Those are features you often only see on tools that cost like twice as much.
That's true. Those are definite pluses at this price point.
So it kind of punches above its weight in some areas, feature-wise.
Okay, so if we kind of connect the dots here,
Yeah.
it becomes pretty clear who this tool is not really for. Like full-time contractors, probably not. Someone using it day in, day out on tough job sites.
Oh, yeah, they'd likely break it before lunchtime.
Exactly. They need something built for that kind of abuse. This isn't it. But the ideal user, that seems to be homeowners, maybe DIYers or small-scale builders, someone who needs a tool that can do both mixing and some drilling occasionally. And importantly, someone who doesn't want to spend a fortune. The analogy I like is treat it like a budget rental car. Don't try and take it off-roading. Stick to the paved roads. Treat it reasonably well. And yeah, it'll probably get you where you need to go for those specific trips.
That makes sense. It fills that niche for occasional, less demanding tasks where having one tool for both jobs is just really convenient and cost-effective. So what does this all boil down to for you, the listener?
Well, the VEVOR Drill Mixer seems to be a surprisingly capable budget option, but, and this is a big but, you absolutely have to go in understanding its limits. Know the build quality isn't top tier. Be aware of those potential customer service hurdles. If you're the right person with those realistic expectations, yeah, it could actually be a pretty smart buy. could save you from just another tool gathering dust, another drawer clogging regret. And maybe that leads to a final thought, something to chew on. How often do we actually find the best value, not in the most expensive top of the line thing, but in these budget options, the ones that perfectly fit our specific, maybe less intense needs, provided we actually understand what they're built for and what their boundaries are? It's something worth thinking about, I reckon, whenever you're looking at buying pretty much anything.